Hey guys, David Patrick Green, hackhollywood.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. Click on the bell for notifications. And if you have any suggestions, questions, or comments, put them in the comment section below. So today's video, and I really think about these very hard. Like, what would I want to know if I were you guys, from somebody who has already been a professional actor and recurred on TV shows and been in blockbuster movies like X-Men Dark Phoenix. And it's really like, well, what did you do to get where you are? And so I thought a really helpful video would be, what's the fastest way that I can book my first professional acting gig after this whole coronavirus thing is over? And so here's what I'm going to tell you. It's really a simple step-by-step process. I mean, it's going to make a few assumptions, and the assumptions are that you are able to act, and that you're in a location, I guess, where professional acting jobs are given out, or where they hire professional actors. But most of what you can do, or to get that first professional booking, you can do right now, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. So what I'm talking about is stuff that you can do at home to develop the skills, the industry knowledge, and even relationships, and start to spread the word about yourself before this is over, so that when the world is sort of back to normal, whatever normal is going to look like, you can take advantage of it. So if I were you, these are the two main things I would focus on. I'm not going to get too deep into some of the other stuff, but the two main things are your own comfort level with yourself. That is by far the most important thing you have going for you. It's the fact that you are a unique individual, and that nobody else can be you, right? So that gives you just this huge advantage over everyone else when it comes to parts that you are most suited for. Now, you're probably going, well, what does that mean? I mean, how do I know what I'm most suited for? Well, this is the work that you're going to do, okay? This is the work you're going to do, is to really focus on what it is that makes you unique, and where that uniqueness can be used, where it's a big benefit to yourself, where it's a big benefit to the projects that you're interested in. Okay, so for instance, I know certain things about myself. I'm very, let's say, curious. I'm direct. I'm excitable. I'm irritable. I have quite a hair trigger emotional response. Like, I can laugh a lot, I can get upset, I can get angry, I can go through the emotions very quickly, and so there are certain times that's useful. But I can also behave like a professional, meaning like somebody who wears a suit to the office, like someone where it's one of those professional situations like police officer, accountant, doctor, etc. I know how to make myself sound like I'm an authority in something or another. So, that's just a couple of the things. And so there are parts that I would love to do based on who I really am, and there are parts that I know I can easily do based on how I can portray myself, because there's two aspects to you and your personality, and that's how you see yourself and how others see you. And you need to know both of those things. And you need to decide when it is you're going to be yourself, and you need to decide when it is you're going to sort of put on what you put on in your day-to-day life to get by, right? And some people, they would not make a good regular beat cop because they're just too goofy, or they're too, sort of slow talking, or whatever. They don't know how to convey a sense of urgency or a sense of authority. I mean, who knows, right? There's some people that just couldn't do that, and there's some people that could never portray a stoner because they don't have, maybe the goofiness or the relaxedness that that is required to place somebody in that situation, but a caricature of that situation. Okay, a lot of the roles in acting are caricatures because they're not all about their personality, they're about the role they play. Sort of like our roles in society, right? Police officers, they all have individual personalities, but they don't use them all the time, right? Most of the time it's just like, ma'am, do you know you were speeding? They're just giving you the information, and that's what a lot of acting jobs are, delivering information, okay? So then the other time is to figure out, okay, when can I just absolutely be myself, and when am I going to be the best choice for the role because of exactly who I am, okay? And this is a choice that, you're gonna have to make, and it depends on the role. You have to figure out what the role is. And I will say right now, it's usually the bigger, more central roles where you can actually really be yourself and people are just dying to discover who you really, really are. And then for the more stock roles, the more, cop, doctor, lawyer, where you're just delivering information, you can still be yourself, but you may not get the chance to really express yourself a lot because you're just delivering stock type information. Like, miss, can I get the check? Hey, you can do that any way you want to do it. You don't have to do it any special way though, just be yourself. Okay, so that's sort of the first part of the equation. The second part of the equation is, look, you need to know about the business and you need to actually know people in the business. And a lot of you are thinking, well, everyone's locked up inside, so how can I make any dent on knowing about the business and meeting people in the business? Because I would say the best way to both get to know the business and people in the business is to work or volunteer or intern in the industry in any capacity that you can, because you're going to learn more inside the four walls of a production company in a couple of months than you will in 10 years of acting classes. Okay, you learn almost the opposite of what the business is by studying acting classes, because they give you tons of time. They don't tell you anything about the production process, and there's just no pressure, right? There's just no pressure. And when you're making a movie, there's a lot of pressure, okay? So if you see what goes on in a production company, trying to raise money, trying to cast it, trying to find the right everybody, right? All the lighting, the sound, the camera, the catering, all of these different aspects of the production, they cause a lot of stress, and there's deadlines and all that kind of stuff. So you would get to see how the whole business works. Meantime, you're also meeting people in the business, and everybody that you would meet at a production company, even if they're not producers themselves, guess what? They know a producer. They probably know casting directors. They know lots of people that you will want to know down the road. So what you can do at home, it's very simple, is start trying to collect contact information of the people that you feel are the best fit for who you are and what it is you can do. Okay, so, and the easy way to do that is, choose your favorite shows, choose your favorite movies, and then look up the people that make these things, and then try to find contact information for them. I'm not going to get it too detailed into the search. I mean, I think you're all smart enough to Google people's names, and you can even Google people's names with the ampersand symbol, or like if you think somebody works at Paramount, then you could put their name in, and then you could maybe put at paramount.com, or first of all look up the Paramount website and see what their actual domain name is. Okay, and once you know what their domain name is, search people's names with at the domain name. Okay, and look, I don't know if you'll get their phone number or their email or what, but doing searches like that using your noggin logically will lead you to contact information. You can also, and what I suggest is contacting people in multiple ways. Like, start with one way. If they don't respond to that, you can maybe send them a second note, because a lot of people just send a note and that's it. They're like, they don't take responsibility. They all of a sudden blame the other person. Well, I sent them an email, they never responded to me. They get all bent out of shape. It's like, I have a policy, and it's called F you until you hear F you. So that's follow up until somebody says F you, okay? And I think you know what I mean by that. So follow up. But if they're not responding to an email or two, then you can try another method. And most of these people, or a lot of them, are going to have social media profiles. You can start sharing things about yourself that you think might be relevant. Fun, keep it light. Don't just go straight for the I need your help or hire me or whatever. Don't do that. Be cool. You got to be cool, like Fonzie. Okay, so post stuff, and then you could consider, if they respond, like maybe tag them in a post or two. If you have a really good reason to believe that what you are posting is relevant to them and they will be interested in, then tag them a couple of times, then DM them. And because everything is like one step at a time, most people just vomit what they want right away. And the way to break the ice with someone, the way to get into their heart and their soul, is one step at a time. Okay, you give them a teeny little bit of information, and if they like that, they will want more, right? You always want to leave them wanting a little bit more of what you gave them. And look, I have lots of private coaching clients, and I'm literally giving you the same advice that I give to them, even though they're getting it specifically to their situation, but they're paying me thousands of dollars to do that. So this is just a simple way of putting yourself into the position of being desirable to people, because you're figuring all that out, and then communicating with these people and start to demonstrate what it is you've proven to yourself about yourself. Okay, so this is who I am. These are my strengths. This is what makes me unique. These are the parts I'm right for. These are the projects that I'm probably suited for because of all this. And now I'm going to contact the people that are involved in the creation of these projects and let them know, because I know it's very tempting, and this is really, really important right now. It's very tempting to make it all about you. Like, what do you want? What are they going to do for you? How can they help you? And try not to do that. Try to make it all about them. What do you have to offer that is really helpful to them? If you just work on helping the right people, you will become successful. It's inevitable, because they will, if they use you once for whatever skill you have and you do a good job, they'll want to use you over and over and over again. And that's literally the simple answer to how I got to recur on 6 different TV series, is because you do something once and you do it well, they're going to bring you back. It's a lot easier, a lot less work than finding a whole other actor they know nothing about. Okay, guys, so that's it for now. The 2 things I would focus on right now when you're stuck inside, but they're also the same things you can do when you're not stuck inside. It's just, this is a perfect opportunity because you have time on your hands probably, and these people that you will be reaching out to have time on their hands. So answer me this question, like which one of these things do you think is going to work the best for you? And tell me some things that you do. Let me know what you think are some of the best ways you can accomplish both of these things. Identifying who you are and what your strengths are, what roles you're best for, and communicating. What are some of the things you could say to people to engage them, to make them want to communicate with you? Okay, guys, that's it for now. I will talk to you soon.